Pitchfork put up a review of the Chris Brown album that said, "This album is a real piece of shit." It was rated a 1.3, which I assume is out of 10. I don't know their rating system, but I assume it's out of 10. And Lonnie Love responded and said, "Love him or hate him, this headline is unprofessional. Do better, Pitchfork." And I agree. Because, we come up here and very loosely say shit is trash, things shouldn't exist. And I can take responsibility for sometimes being a harsh critic. But we're also not a huge platform. We are a teeny tiny honest group of people here. When you have a company and a staff, there are certain things that are expected of you. So I totally get where Lonnie Love is coming from. Initially, Chris Brown responded on his story post on IG and said, "Just want to say thank you to everyone who listened to this album. Been a lot of mixed reviews. I can take my audience's criticism and opinions. The last 3 albums came under the same scrutiny, and it eventually grew on people. Thank you for even taking the time out to listen." And I'm going to just say right here, I know there's more to the story, but I'd like to say, man, that was very mature of Chris Brown. I
Yeah.
I expected like, "Hey, fuck you on the hill, fuck you on the horse you rode in on" from Chris Brown. He didn't give us that. He said, "I'm gonna just be mature this one time. Thank you very much. I appreciate you even giving us a listen."
Right.
I thought that was pretty mature. I just want to say that. I know we criticize Chris Brown up here too,
We
but
do.
I think he did good right there. But that wasn't enough. Chris Brown decided he has some things to say. And so here it is, Chris Brown himself, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get my volume up. Here we go.
I know people want me to get on here and, say some shit. We kicking ass, goddammit. We ain't letting up. I'm gonna keep my foot on their neck, and we ain't stopping. You hear me? We doing this month tour. More shit to come. I'm not gonna tell you what's more to come, but it's coming. At the end of the day, I don't give a these niggas talking about. I know exactly who my fans is, and I know exactly who hearing this album. If you're not my fan, I don't want you to listen to my. Go listen to my Zara Larson or somebody. Breezy.
There it is.
Yeah.
Hey, he did good again.
Yeah, you
I
think
think
that was
anyway.
the appropriate response?
I think that was good. I think he knew. He said, "I know what y'all want me to come up here and say and do, and I'm not doing it." I think he's trying to be better, and I think we have to applaud that. We say all the time we want to see people's actions. Here's
Yeah.
Chris Brown with his actions speaking very loudly.
Yes. Um, and I think what else should he do in this situation? You're right. He could fly off the handle and act crazy and say things that he probably shouldn't say about people or to people or whatever it is, which he has done in the past.
Right.
So I do think it shows growth that he decided to, flip it and just say, I'm gonna keep going and I'm gonna keep moving and I'm just keep doing what I do. And the people who it's for, it will be for, and the people who it's not, then it's just not. I respect that. Um, yeah, and unfortunately I think that this is Chris Brown's fate, right? I think that he's always going to get backlash. He's always going to get criticism. I mean, that comes with the territory of just doing something public, period. But
Yes.
then you make that even more complex by, adding a sordid past or doing something that is frowned upon or just outright wrong. And yeah, people don't forget. And even when you're doing great, people will not forget. Um, and that's a sad reality of Chris Brown's existence. It's a sad
Hmm.
reality of his career. And I
Yeah.
think that he has worked really hard to try to get back even half of what he had before the Rihanna incident happened. Because he was definitely, I speak from the from that point in time, not because it is the only thing he has ever done, but because that was the beginning of what some people would think was the end for him. It wasn't the end, but it was the
Yeah.
beginning of a new
Timeline.
trajectory for him, because he was out of this world. Like, we could have easily at some point seen Chris Brown perform at the Super Bowl had the Rihanna of
It
it
probably would have
all,
been happened.
or any, yeah, I think that would have happened a long time ago. So, and that's just to speak to how big he was at the time that all of that went down.
Hmm.
So, um yeah, I think it's great that he didn't react the way he has in the past. I think that does show growth. I'm Pitchfork, I guess they do these reviews of albums. So it's not uncommon for Pitchfork to have like a whole write up about an album that came out. I think I did not read the whole article, however, I have been skimming through it a little bit, and it looks like this person is in particular pinpointing the fact, and I have not listened to the album either, but this person is pinpointing that they feel like Chris Brown is making himself out to be a victim. And that even in some of the lyrics of the songs on this new album, Brown, that just came out, he is painting himself as someone who has been attacked and treated badly by the media. And that seems to be what this writer has a serious problem with. And I understand how that can be problematic, because in a lot of the situations that we've heard about Chris Brown, he was not the victim at all.
Right.
So, and I do think, right, like, to some degree it's true that he does he is often on the defense about the way that he is portrayed, about things that he either gets or doesn't get, about just his name being a part of any conversation. As I said in the past, he would react and he would, express his distaste for that discourse. But the discourse exists for a reason. And
Hmm.
this is not me at all uh, downplaying his talent or what he has done to try to redeem his career. Those things don't go unnoticed for me, but
Okay.
I just think I just think this is the reality we're in. You can't There's certain things in life that you just simply cannot take back. No matter
Yeah.
how hard you try, no matter how
Totally
many
agree.
things you change,
Yeah.
like, people are always going to know that you did that thing, and or that you did multiple things, and it will be very difficult to change everyone's image of you. And I think he's on the right path at this point, where he's like, well, I can't change the way everyone feels about me. I can only continue to do what I do, and the people who see me for more than that, I am so sorry. The people who see me for more than that will see me, and those who can't will not.
Right.
Calling it a piece of shit on a media publication such as Pitchfork, I tried to figure out. I'm not too familiar with Pitchfork. I know it, but I don't. I'm not familiar with their style of writing, so maybe someone can tell us in our comments if this is common for them to speak this way about an artist or about an album, because I do think that that matters. If that's
Yes.
what they normally do, if that's kind of a part of the way they speak, then I wouldn't be so hard on it, because let's be real. Like, yeah, we're, like you said, we're small creators, but we've called things trash before.
Oh,
We've
absolutely.
we've said all
Especially me.
kinds of things before, especially you. We've said
I keep
all
it real.
kinds of
It's
things
me.
about
Yeah.
artists, about albums,
I mean,
and
just the
I
other day, I said that the Zorro and the Django, I'm sorry, Django and Zorro movie is a fucking terrible idea. I said it straight up like that. I was like, this is a fucking terrible idea. This shouldn't even exist.
right. So I just, maybe I need to be a little, maybe I'm too desensitized because I sit in this spot every day. But I'm just like, he called it a
Yeah, of
piece of shit. Yeah, I would be offended, right? I put something out to
course.
the public, and a publication posed that it was a piece of shit.
All right.
Not cool.
Yeah.
Not cool at all.
Also,
And
also, what's confusing to me about that is up here is just me and you, right? It's no staff. It's me, it's you.
right.
If we feel it's okay, it goes out. But at Pitchfork, there's multiple check systems in place before this gets published.
Well, the article doesn't say that, but I think they had posted that on social media. So there is a disconnect there, right? Because I'm sure whoever's doing social media, I mean, it's a lot more sophisticated today than it used to be. But yeah, there's probably a person who, or a couple people, probably not a whole lot of people, who govern their social media. And so, yeah, certain things you could get off probably pretty easily, because social media is just type a few things and click. Like I said, it's a lot more sophisticated. I'm not trying to downplay social media management. Don't come for me. I know it's more than that. I know y'all don't just, it's not anything like what we do as just regular people who post. That's, and I'm not even talking about weeknights. I'm just saying, like, a normal like my grandma sending a tweet or something like that. That's not how businesses, that's not how businesses conduct their social media. So I just want to be clear, I am not trying to downplay that. But I do think that there's a lot of leeway that companies have these days with social, where they're kind of, it almost feels like it's one of us posting, right? One of
That's
us
what they try
meaning
to do, yeah.
just a regular person who's just,
Mhm.
witty and fun, and a lot of brands are adopting that. So
Yeah,
this is not actually not that surprising to me that they said that. I know we got to move on, but yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna listen to this album. Fuck it.
You weren't going to?
I don't listen to Chris Brown albums. Never have.
Oh, okay.
So
I just was curious. We never
I
talked
think the
about whether
only
we were going
Chris
to review
Brown
it here or not.
album.
So,
I think
and I
the only
haven't.
Chris Brown.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
I don't even know what you said because we were both talking.
I was saying we never said here that we were going to review it, and I haven't listened to it. That's all I was saying.
Got you. I the only Chris Brown album I ever heard in its entirety. Oh, two of them. I heard his first album way back, and then I listened to 1111 when it came out, or shortly after. I was like, oh, just 11 songs. I can do 11 songs, and so those are my only two Chris Brown albums. But I'm gonna listen to this album. I don't know if I'll review it, but I'm gonna listen to this album. We can discuss that off pod. We have to move on.
The last Chris Brown album I listened to was "Heartbreak on a Full Moon." I have not listened to a Chris Brown album since then.
Got you.